Martinelli back for Brighton game. Guys, are you happy? Arsenal fans, I hope you're excited that you are back. One of your biggest players is back into action. You know, this game is really very important for him because last season, remember, against Brighton, that's when Caicedo applied a Caesar tackle onto him and he really went out for some good number of months. And that's why you've seen him this season on and off, right? But he's officially back and ready to obviously take on Brighton. It has been confirmed by Mikel Arteta, and we are also going to discuss about Leandro Trossard and what Arteta is going to have to say about what Brighton is missing from Leandro Trossard. And lastly, we are going to obviously conclude this episode with the Arteta's say onto the very, very, very tight fixtures of Arsenal. You know, in the next 14 games, in the next 14 days, Arsenal has to play 4 games, meaning that every week they are playing 2 games. So we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikum, and welcome back from the mosque, from the Juma Karim. And it's obviously nice having you on this channel always. And I'm Rokani David. You can as well call me Aradi, and this is what we do on a daily to bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is really happening in here onto our channel. And don't forget to subscribe, right? Continue to subscribe to this channel. And how do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this beautiful YouTube channel of ours. And let's see close to 200 likes much in this video as we get into this. Now, whoever didn't know, Martinelli was not part of the team that traveled to PSV in Netherlands on Tuesday. I think they traveled on Monday and they played on Tuesday. And the first shocking story was Bukayo Saka and Martinelli have not been able to train with Arsenal ahead of the game of PSV down in Netherlands. But later we saw a photo of Gabriel Jesus and Bukayo Saka on the plane to Netherlands. Now, that confirmed that for Saka is fully fit, but for Martinelli he was not fully fit and never made it to the PSV side. And today Arteta has gone ahead to obviously answer this question. When asked about the team news for the players of Arsenal that are really available, he said Martinelli is feeling good. We have no other news apart from Mohamed Elneny. Mohamed Elneny had to be subbed because he felt something with his hamstring. He did a scan and it doesn't look too serious, so he's going to be with us I think very soon, which is good news as well. Now, talking about Martinelli and getting back into this game of Brighton, it's really very, very, very important for Arsenal. You know, what Arteta is really fighting for is to see to it that his player, that is Gabriel Martinelli, gets back to the form he was last season. Trust me, Arsenal was unstoppable last season and they are rampant when they had those 2 wide forwards, you know, do the needful and really be very clinical. Martinelli last season scored I think 15-16 goals. Saka scored I think 14. So it is really of importance to get these 2 back to their form. And looking at them, they are not yet there. And this is what makes me worry about Arsenal as a me fan who supports Man United, that if they are really performing like that and they're second in the Premier League table with 36 points and they are not really at their level, or they've not gone ahead to hit their par, what will happen if at all they hit their par? What will happen if these players hit their par? It's really going to be very, 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 very competitive and very, very, very good for the fans of Arsenal, because a player like Martinelli, you know, his consistency is undoubted, but he has failed to click because of the injuries has been getting. You know, this season, this is the 3rd time I think he's out, not so? It's the 3rd time he's out, and he wouldn't like to see a player like Gabriel Martinelli experience such stuff. He needs to obviously be ready for action as he was last season, because literally last season he got injured towards I think the end of the season. I think the game of Brighton was like the second last game. I think that's when he really got injured. But for the rest of the games, he was readily available and played very many games last season. That is Gabriel Martinelli for you. And he's really one of those players that you would love to see to it that he returns back to obviously face Brighton. Why would you like him to come back to face Brighton? Simple. Brighton doesn't have its defenders. It's right backs. So if you get in Martinelli with his pace and everything he puts up on the field of play, you obviously understand that he's going to come in through and obviously tear them apart. That is it. This might be one of the games that Martinelli might get himself back to full shine. He has been coming in through and really having cameos, right? But I'm not going to hate to see him really control a game 100%. And I think the best game Martinelli is going to hate to play this season are those 45 minutes he played against Manchester City when he came off the bench. That is his best ever performance in that Arsenal shirt this season. You can all agree with me or not agree with me, but for me, that is his best performance because he was on, he was in the mode, he was on the groove. And if at all you want to know that, go and ask Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker was kept busy for those 45 minutes, something that Leandro Trossard never at any one point really did. So for me, Martinelli Gabriel is a very good player and he needs to get back to where he deserves to be. And I think Mikel Arteta is pushing him to obviously do the needful. And my mind tells me that he might not have been injured, but Arteta just wanted to obviously leave him in England, freshen up, and really get ready to where he deserves to be. So that is exactly what Arteta has gonna hate to say about Martinelli. Let's talk about Mohamed Elneny. For me, his presence to me it means nothing because he's not part of that Arsenal squad. He's not part of the plan. And I really ask myself, why did Arsenal really give him a new contract? It is going to expire in the summer and they're going to lose him out on a free. That is it. Why did they have to obviously give him a new contract? Unless they tell me that he's really the glue that binds up that Arsenal squad in the dressing room. We are told, you remember that Rob Holding was responsible for obviously motivating players of Arsenal because he's a very good rapper and he obviously motivates the team when the bus, when they are on the plane to where? When they are on the plane to obviously come in through and obviously travel, or when they're in transit, he obviously comes in through and really gives them the vibe. So Mohamed Elneny might be one of those players that goes ahead to obviously offer that to the squad of Arsenal. So wait and see how that really pans out. But it looks like, to me, I don't see his importance at the club of Arsenal. That is it. I don't see his importance. So after that, let's go to what Arteta said about Leandro Trossard. They asked him on how Brighton educated Trossard and White earlier in their careers. He said, I know how good they are in their process, in the culture they have, in the way they are coached. You can tell they are both intelligent players who understand how we want to live, how we want to play the game. Both have a lot of versatility. That's not a coincidence. It's because of the way they played under Graham Potter as well. They had to understand the game very well to fulfill those roles. So he's obviously telling us the truth about why they went ahead for Trossard and Ben White. And Arsenal has always gone ahead to look through at Brighton to obviously get in other players. And don't be shocked if at all they go in for Evan Ferguson or Mitoma, from that side, because they really have brilliant players. They really have brilliant players. Pascal Gross, he's another one that is going to hit to show us that he's a versatile player. Sometimes he plays as a left forward, right forward, and was played as a left back in a certain game. So that's what Trossard and Ben White bring on the table of Arsenal. And that versatility is really one of those most important issues that we are raised to obviously sign this guy. One, when you look at Ben White, he can play as a right back, he can play the central defense, he can play in the midfield. For Leandro Trossard, he can play in the midfield, apart from the CDM, but he can play as a number 8, he can play as a number 10, he can play as a right forward, a left forward, and a center forward, or a false number 9. Leandro Trossard gets you all that in full. And that's what Arteta was talking about, that these players are really good and Brighton have gone ahead to obviously give them the best that they deserve. And he has gone ahead to give kudos to the team of Brighton for the well upbringing of those players. And it's no doubt that Arsenal even wanted to go ahead and really sign Moise Caicedo from Brighton, because they really believe Brighton get players with the right mentality. And Trossard and Ben White will be facing their former side on Sunday, and you'll hear how everything is gonna go by, because it's really gonna be a big game on Sunday before Man United plays away at Liverpool. Lastly, the fixture of Arsenal. There are plenty of fixtures during the Christmas period, and if Arteta likes it, he has told us that I really like it. It gives us the opportunity to bring family over. When I was in Spain, it was a bit different. I've had incredible memories when I was a player, and right now as a manager as well. This year is very rare because we are going to have the 24th and the 25th without a training session, which is extremely bizarre. But it will be good to spend time with my family. I have young kids and they're super excited about Christmas. So it looks like for Arteta is okay. He's okay, and he's obviously looking to meeting his family, but he's also talking about those fixtures. But let's go deep into these fixtures and see what fixtures are Arsenal going to play in this Christmas season. On Sunday at 17 hours, they're hosting Brighton. Then 23rd on Saturday, 23rd on a Saturday, they are playing Arsenal. Sorry, they are playing away at Liverpool. 28th December, they are hosting. They are hosting West Ham. On the 31st of December, as we close down the year of 2023, Fulham is going to host Arsenal, meaning that we would have gone ahead to enter another spell in there for you, because at 19 games, that means we've gone ahead to come to the end of the first leg of the Premier League, and it will go down in history on who is obviously going to be back on top of the table. And if at all Arsenal win all their games, they will be on top of the table, because Liverpool is also in the mix. And if at all they beat Liverpool, then the rest will be history. They will be up there hanging in the first position of the Premier League table. So Arteta has no problem with it, and I think he wants to see these fixtures out of the way, and he wants his players to obviously be ready for this, and the rest will keep coming on through as the game go on. So thank you guys for watching through. This is Rokani David. Tell me your thoughts about Martinelli back for the Brighton game. What do you make about it? And tell me your honest thoughts about what Arteta is going to have to say about the fixed or the plenty of fixtures from now until the end of the year, and him giving flowers to Brighton for the well grooming of Benjamin White and Leandro Trossard. Aside that for now, see you later. May the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikum. Rokani David is my name. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm out. Second video of the day. More and more is loading. We are coming back with a match preview. Arsenal versus Brighton. How do I see it, and how do I see this game ending? Ciao, ciao.